Well, hello there, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new DLC for
Can't wait to see what they look like.
War 2, and that is going to be Axis Operations 1943. So let's jump in here and see exactly what it's like. Can't wait to see what we're going to be facing. See, this is all happening after the Battle of Stalingrad. So I am guessing
Sabe o
that
que
these
anda
are
a
going to
comer?
be
Dos outros, não
tough,
sabemos. Da padaria portuguesa.
actual missions to move into. Also, for those of you wondering, I did get a new mic, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys notice a difference, if it sounds better than our previous AT2020 USB, and we'll go from there. Let me just open up Discord here and share our message, make sure everybody knows we are streaming, and if you have any questions regarding the game, put them here or in the comments down below. All right, folks, let's get started here. We are going to jump into the 1943 Special Operations. Let's do that and see what we're getting first for our first battle. Again, this is after Stalingrad, so I would assume that things are going to be pretty tough here for the German player, but maybe the first couple of battles will be somewhat accommodating. We'll have to wait and see. All right, military commendation for Volkhard Kautz and Marcus von Runthal. A bunch of different military commendations here. Wow, we've got a lot of heroes. I like that. Well, we're going to put our name, and of course, I always go with the most original name possible. Klippen von Maxentine. How about that? That's pretty close. And as for my strength, definitely infantry general. Don't really want to do my weaknesses, so let's just keep things very simple here. This report will have to wait a moment, mein General. Field Marshal von Manstein has arrived. General Grippen von Mackenstein, it's good to see that you are still alive. In these trying times, I admit I feared the worst. We have been retreating hundreds of kilometers from Stalingrad all the way back to the elbow of the Dnieper River. Begging your pardon, Herr Field Marshal, but I do not believe trying times is strong enough of a description for our predicament. Field Marshal Erich von Manstein lets out a sigh. By the way, really nice artwork here, but I do wish they would do some voiceovers for these back and forths. If only you knew how right you are, Oberst. I have been on the war on two fronts ever since I received command of Army Group Dawn last year. Two fronts? Yes, and the second front is closing in on me as we speak. High Command has flown out here to personally inspect the situation. If I cannot convince him of need for immediate offensive action, I suspect your long retreat has only just begun. All right. Protect High Command grounded transport. Now, this is definitely one of those missions that I'm not as big a fan of, protecting grounded transport. But look at all the damn tanks we have. And we might have a lot of forces, but we are lacking supplies pretty dramatically. I've already taken the liberty of sending out a small screening force to patrol the perimeter. We should be hearing from them any moment now. I shall take my leave of you then. My safety and the safety of High Command itself is in your hands, Herr General. Alright. My General, we have a serious problem. That report I was about to give you before the Field Marshal arrived, our screening force has spotted a formation of Soviet tanks approaching. It's a very small force, so I felt there was no need to burden the Field Marshal with this information. But he has made it clear. We're in charge of security for this highest level meeting. Alright, so a bonus would be to destroy the entire first wave of Soviet tanks, and we need to try ignore these forces in the southeast. So, unfortunately, we don't get to use that massive army in the south. We do have a handful of units free to respond. I recommend we pull our screening force back to this swampy area. It would be a prime location for our infantry to ambush enemy tanks. As a final reminder, we should not spend any time or effort to free up the majority of our army. Even if we could free them up for combat, there's no fuel or ammunition available for them to assist us. How horrifying of a situation is that? It's like, even if we got those reinforcements, it's not going to make a difference. Deploy. Let's see. Let's do elite replace all. We could bring additional forces on, I believe. I'm not really sure I want to. I think we've got a pretty good line here. Let's overstrength it. Oh no, we don't have enough for that upgrade. need to fall back to Novomelaika. That's going to be what we have to do here. Destroy entire first wave of Soviet tanks. Ignore exhausted forces. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, I think we're going to end deployment there. Evidently we don't have enough points to upgrade, so we'll simply get started here. So the ignore... it's not giving us really a main objective. It said protect high command grounded transports. I'm going to see if I can actually spot those. And of course, the idea is to lure them over here into this area. So I'm gonna... First, we'll just kind of head in over here. Make sure that there are no enemies in this area. Of course, we could try to damage them quite a bit here as we retreat. It's gonna be really tough, though, to hit these guys. Oh, man, those tanks are destroying us on nearly every level. Let's see what happens when we attack here. As suspected, we get pretty crushed. We don't really have anything that can take on that tank at the moment. So let's trust our general here and start falling back. Just completely abandoning this post. Hey, Wargame Turkey! Good to see you. Thank you so much, man. This is the stack transport, so I'm guessing it just doesn't want to let this get destroyed, so we have to hold that Zaporizhia. That makes sense. Still have quite a few prestige points, though. Just take a look if there's anything we can buy. I think we are... Yeah, we can't buy any of this currently. So it's simply command points. We don't have enough command points to get any of the other ones. What I could do, though, could I repair these? I guess I could on any other battle, but here, as you can see, no repairs available, just not enough supplies on the map. Scheiße. Love to attack, but we're gonna have to keep our distance. Oh, they are approaching from everywhere. My goodness. Quite a few of them approaching here. Of course, 1943, like I said, this is the downward turn of the Germans. I mean, this is after Stalingrad. They no longer have that strength. They don't have the supplies. They don't have the fuel. This is really where Germany starts to hurt. I don't think we can destroy that small tank. They are pretty small. Anti-tank cannons will start destroying those T-34s. We can only hope so. And all along the front. They are discharging all along the front. I think we will be able to destroy them with these AT guns. With that unit, not so sure. They're attacking us with numbers, of course. Need some pack guns, says Anthony. Absolutely. Need some pack guns. Anti-tank everywhere, if possible. I like how that if they attack a unit, they do get a shot from the pack gun automatically, but there's so many of them here to stop them. It's going to require a miracle, I believe. I love my German. How do you guys like Agrippen von Machenstein? Alright, let's keep falling back. And it is also ridiculously cold out here. Not in Portugal, where I am right now. It's actually extremely hot. Anybody in Western Europe right now, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a damn heat wave. Let's see. We need to put a stop to that thing, and I'm not sure we have anything really to do it. We can't mess around with any of the air units. They're simply not going to be available for us. See if we can rebase. So we can rebase them over here. Should have done that before. Let's rebase this Henkel as well. Not going to move the pack gun. Open fire. I expected us to be able to do some damage there. It seems like we didn't. Maybe a shot over here, too. Anything that's going to destroy this unit before it breaks through our line. Let's put it that way. Even over here, we'll go ahead and engage. Of course, we don't have that defensive bonus anymore, but I think it's going to be a pain for the enemy to advance anyway over here. Make sure we're not forgetting any units. It's a bit of a different DLC. Obviously, you know, it's more about protecting units and falling back, organized retreats, or effective retreats, I guess. Shabi one on the Eastern Front. You guys noticed, yeah, I am lost on the equipment. That's awesome. French tanks. Grounded transport there. We're going to have to try and just get some reinforcements over there as quickly as possible. Because they're already attacking it. Just a massive force. At least they don't do dramatic damage to it when they attack. In other words, it takes a while for them to break through. And this is like, you know, we immediately started retreating. They had no chance. They had no chance over there in the east. Even if you retreat everyone at once, it's not going to be enough to stop them. Get these forces up. Might as well use them now. Got some wonderful Tigers here. But again, just one group of Tigers will be hitting the enemy in the flank. Hopefully it's not too late to make a difference. But as you can see, they are pushing up over here as well. That being said, we're going to ignore those units and just focus entirely on bringing reinforcements to the existing battlefield. Of course, we want to try and damage these units as much as we can. So actually, we can do quite a bit of damage here. I think that's what I'm going to do, is try and just weaken the units that are attacking the area here. Sort of the best thing we can do. Not much in terms of engaging them that we're going to be able to accomplish. By the way, guys, I am using a new microphone right now. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. Let me know if you guys like it, what you guys think, etc. So we've switched out the AN2020 USB for an Elgato Wave 3. And yeah, tell me which one you guys prefer. I would attack here, but that unit would be instantly vaporized. So let's not attack. And it looks like we also didn't get those air units over, so I think these air units are just off limits for this campaign. Yeah, they got that. And it's not like we can bring in new units. We've got 126 and 50 on command points, so we are full up on command points. Cheers. We will fix that. Yeah, always let me know that right away if you guys can. That is something I can fix pretty quickly. Hold on. Make sure I got the right desktop source here. I think I'm good. All right, there we go. Crushed. Just crushed. It's not easy. And by the way, we were doing 2 out of 6 difficulty. We had to hold that area. I think the mistake I did was simply not bringing these guys quickly enough. Damn, that is rough. Let's take a look at the scenarios. How about that? Man, I got surprised there. I mean, typically the DLC are pretty, user-friendly. That's tough, man. We are definitely in 1943, I can tell you that. So here we go. Ooh, all right. So it looks like the DLC here, or the scenario mission, is going to be the Battle of Voronezh, 1943, leading a Soviet counterattack against the German, Hungarian, and Italian occupiers of Voronezh to form a bridgehead over the Don River. Yeah, that's a nice little fight there. Definitely one of the, I guess you could say, important ones, right? But again, for the actual DLC for the campaign there, you just have to be quick. I'm so much more used to attacking locations than defending. You need to, pretty much just be a total coward and retreat as quickly as possible in those initial missions, or initial moves at least. I was still kind of trying to put up a fight. While Soviet encirclement stamp out the last embers of German 6th Army resistance at Stalingrad, more Soviet forces race across the snowy landscape of the motherland to reclaim vital cities and territories back from the fascist invader. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Pretty nice here, 7,300, and we can definitely put down additional forces, I believe. Got existing KB tanks. The glorious Soviet army. Look at this, we've got Lend-Lease Shermans. How great is that? I want to get some Shermans. Definitely just to trick the enemy, just to make them like, what the hell have the Americans joined the Soviets here? And maybe some additional units. Bring in some T-34s. Sehr gut. And you know what? We'll also send in some good old-fashioned Soviet infantry units. We've got mountain infantry, Soviet paratroops. It's pretty cool. I want to bring in some cavalry, of all things. Yep, also Flampanzer. That's right, we've got flame tanks. Well, not Flampanzer for the Soviets. What is it called? A PT-34 is a mine clearer. We've got Valentine 3s. That's hilarious. Let's get some artillery here. Artillery. Su-122s, purchase that. So anything and everything to retake Voronezh. I think I want to get some standard bombers, some Ilyushins. Look at that, man. We could get a whole bunch of air units over here and just lay waste to the Germans. Gonna get some fighters as well. And we're getting the priciest Soviet equipment because we can afford it. Again, this is really a downturn for the Germans. This is the part of the war where they basically start to retreat. So as the Soviet player, the choices here are pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, they are really cool. Well, I will save afterwards though, to be honest. Some additional tanks. Can't go wrong with the T-34, man. What is this? A BM-88? So is this, looks like an American Nebelwerfer, although I think this is actually Soviet variety, but that Jeep is definitely American. Unless it's a Gaz. It might be. Are they using American Jeeps or Gaz-made? Bring an attack bomber, Tupolev. And actually, I'd like to get just some standard infantry, like regulars. Regulars with a Zis. a Hungarian flag. Damn. Probably American, yeah. It has to be, right? But I think Gaz makes a similar variety of vehicle. It's pretty... It looks like a Jeep, kind of, so it could be that. We'll go for that now, and if we need to, we shall come back later. I think we're going to be just fine. Fortunately, aircraft are not going to be able to attack because of the snow. Oh, look at that. Already spotting some German units. We'll let them have it here, but I want to try and surround them. Ooh! Anti-tanks. Really nice to have some infantry there. Alright, Hungarian infantry units, sure enough. And look at that, we can get the cavalry, the Soviet cavalry, to run them down. Got a good old-fashioned Hungarian force here at one of the cities. It's not Voronezh. It's in a town on the outskirts, maybe even some sort of military factory. It's so frustrating that we can't move in there, though. Not this turn, anyway. And I'd like to take the fight over here to the enemies in the city, but that would mean getting hit from that artillery. Not really sure if that's gonna be fun. So let's just set up here for now. Just gonna start overwhelming the enemy with Soviet might. So this is why we got the artillery. We should be able to kind of damage this guy a bit before moving in. And the distance for these Su-122s is, look at that, 2 tiles, 3 tiles away. That's pretty good for a vehicle artillery. Again, for emplaced artillery, 4 is incredible, but for vehicle artillery, that's not bad. Better to wait for the infantry. Looks like we've got some units down here as well. I did not spot these guys. Some bridging units. Let's just hope that there's no Germans waiting on the road here. I want to try and just meet up with the rest of the army. And look at that, the Italian front down here in the south. Yep, they are waiting for a massive attack. I wonder if we could drop a unit down here in the south. If we can, I'd like to bring in a T-34. Kinda. We can put one there. That's pretty good. And maybe we have enough for one more infantry unit. Let's see. Fair enough. Perfect. Hello, Commie Squid. Unleash the Beast Killer. That's right. She's a beauty, too. Alright, ending the turn. And it's a 35-turn scenario, so this is quite a long scenario. And again, this is not the campaign. This is just, I think it might be the last mission of the campaign. But this is one of these scenario battles that you will get with this DLC. Again, still snowing. That may have been our one mistake here, is that it's going to be snowing the entire mission, I would guess. Italia. Just going to approach. I'm not going to attack it. Well, I mean, since it's 1-1, we're just trading 1 and 1. I'll go for it. Actually, that worked out well for us. An L640. I'm not even familiar with that tank. Be able to use the infantry this turn, it seems. Alright, let's move in with the T-34 here. Let's just see if we can crush the enemy infantry. Go straight for that artillery. We got him encircled. That's what we're looking for, and really just trying to weaken the Hungarian forces defending the city. I think just about all of them here are Hungarians. Yep. Fall back. Let another T-34 have a chance. And in fact, if I could get the infantry in this turn, I will. Although I don't think we can. Unless they're in a motorized transport. And that's not going to be enough. Bring in the infantry for the final push here. The 32nd Red Army unit. Here we go. And I believe we're going to be able to take the city. If not this turn, certainly next turn. Here we go. Liberated in the name of the Soviet Army. Wonderful. So we're that much closer to Voronezh. It's right there. In fact, we'll be on the outskirts of the city probably by next turn. This is why it would be ideal for us to take out those fixed positions. Nice. They just surrendered. Didn't even bother to fight, which is the right approach here. We would have absolutely crushed them. Also, I really just love the way these Soviet units look. What a nice unit marker there. Let's keep on pushing through. Now, far be it from me to go into deep woods over here, but I might just take this area. Look at that. Additional units in the north and northeast as well. Start pushing in. Really can't wait to use my Air Force, though. It's so impressive. We've got so many nice planes here, but it looks like we are not going to have a chance to use it, unfortunately. That's too bad. All right, ending turn. Did they just encircle themselves? They encircle themselves in an effort to get an encirclement on us. I guess that's fair. Love to bring in the scout car. Let's push over here. Push over here. I refused to believe it. I was like, there's no way the odds are that bad. But sure enough, they are. These Italians are pretty tough. We're going to have to replace that unit fairly soon. All right, let's get over by Voronezh. In the meantime, I will see what the Hungarians have over here. Looks like we could absolutely go for that airfield and also take out that town. I think we're going to try to go for both here. I'll also bring the artillery along, start weakening the enemy forces. Nice. I'm only pushing the tank through because I want to get rid of the artillery here. I think it's only going to be a problem for us, so we'll push through. Also get in here with our cavalry units. Before we do that, though, might as well attack with a tank. Just weaken them a bit. And we should be able to wrap this unit up with a T-34 attack from the 9th Guards Infantry, or Guards Tank Battalion. Push on through, and we should be able to finish off the artillery as well. So we've routed the Hungarians from this area completely, from this area specifically. But we might want to just split these forces and go to the north and south of Voronezh. I'm wondering why there's so much territory behind Voronezh here, and I'm thinking that when it says capture victory hexes, it's not just Voronezh we need to take, but we may need to take all of Kursk. Yeah, it's quite a lot for a single scenario, but of course you've got time to do it. 35 turns, that's pretty good. Nice. Open fire. Completely overrun. And look at that. It's going to give us a second attack, but more importantly, we get a view of the city. I think it would have been much wiser to leave the Italians here to defend. I don't think we'll have much issue with the Hungarians, to be honest. And, yep, still snowing. So let's just do elite replacements here. Try and get the best replacements possible. Same with this unit. They are expensive, but absolutely worth it if we intend to continue forward. I'll do the same with the cavalry once we have a chance. Making sure we've moved everybody. To pull a Manstein. Ah, I see, I see. Ooh! I just realized we do have planes that can fly. Okay, that changes the game here a bit. They're certainly going to have anti-air, but we could try to damage that anti-air for incoming planes. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Take one for the team. Just take one for the team. Here we go. Did not hurt him one bit. Damn it! That's what we get for taking one for the team. Let's start dealing with the enemy Air Force here. RE-2000s. I'm not familiar with these planes at all. These Hungarian planes. RE-2000s. Shoot them down. Maybe next turn. I tried to do it with a Sturmovik. Shame on me. Thank you. Thank you, game, for giving me another chance. We did an undo move. Alright, let's hit their cavalry before they try to flank us here. Do the same with the Ilyushin. Actually, we can also directly strike them here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to hit the Italian tanks. Easy kill. Oh, you little bastards. Beautiful. Definitely gonna have to wait till next turn. There's not much they can do here. Want to give these guys the glory of the attack. We shouldn't be encircled anymore either. Let's just put them right here in front of the enemy tank. Not going to target them yet. And look at that burning armor. You gotta love that. Yeah, that may be why they're giving you so many turns, exactly. Because to take all of this, it's going to take a while. It's certainly, I mean, 35 turns is enough to do it, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Not going to just be a walkover. And look at that. Might be able to wipe him out. Scratch one Hungarian Air Force. At this point, the Soviet Air Force is really standing toe-to-toe with the Luftwaffe. It's damn good. These are really good planes over here. Alright, let's end that turn. And just as I suspected, yeah, they're going to try and counterattack there with some infantry and cavalry units. They could definitely push us back for a bit, but I think in time we will eventually push through. We don't just have numbers, we've got quality as well. Nasty little attack there, and I wonder just how effective, I really would like to know just how effective the Hungarians, the Italians, etc. were on the Eastern Front. I recall seeing a book on the Italians' defense, and evidently their infantry on the Eastern Front were pretty ruthless and pretty strong. But I wonder just how much these guys are helping. Snowing this turn, unfortunately. won't be able to get that aircraft move. I think the best plan here is just to get in with artillery, because getting into the city, as you can see, our tanks, they're going to take a hell of a hit, and I suspect even our infantry will. Yeah, pretty much. So we're going to have to get in the easy way, which would be over here in the south. But first, we need to deal with these approaching enemy cavalry units. Let's do the best we can here. And with the rest of our men, I will try to replace them. As you can see, we're just, no matter how we attack here on the eastern, or the northeastern front of the city, we lose, pretty much. Even against anti-air, I believe. It's hard to believe that, it really is. Your sacrifices for the motherland will be remembered, brothers. That's right, we're continuing up here to the north. And I might just resupply him, elite resupply, and wait for the infantry to arrive. Again, you know, when you play this, you can obviously play it however you want. I almost feel like in this situation, we would have been better off with more infantry, just because there's so much territory to grab, and a lot of these territories are going to be defended by artillery, infantry, etc., and moving in with tanks, quite a challenge. I think once these guys get here, we'll be able to break through, but even there, look at that. We would actually lose a fight against anti-air, which is amazing. Oh yeah, we got him at the airfield. It'll be one of those victory locations, and let's simply follow them. Now, as you can see, the odds are against us. I'm still gonna try, because that would mean destroying this unit. He's not gonna be forced back this turn. That's okay, though. And for these guys, we'll get some elite replacements. Do the same with these guys, just standard replacements, though, for the scout car. And again, unfortunately, we can't use our air units this turn. We could really use them, let's put it that way. Could really use those air units. Alright, let's get stuck in with the infantry. Again, I would never recommend attacking these defensive positions with mechanized troops or tanks, but these are desperate times. By the time you've ground through the Axis miners, you'll probably have to deal with 2 SS Panzer Corps and the Grossdeutschland infantry. Yep. Probably they've got something waiting for me. I'm gonna bring these guys up north as well. All right. Supposed to be sunny this turn, so hopefully we'll be able to get that wonderful air unit, that wonderful Air Force in the sky again. And how many cavalry units do they have? My goodness. All they have left is cavalry. Oh, nice, Anthony. Yeah, so they still have some decent stuff. That's for sure. They've still got some pretty okay stuff here. Now, in the meantime, we wiped out the existing units. Definitely want to try and chase that bomber down. The Kent Z-1007. Again, not familiar with any of these aircraft. We could shoot him down. Maybe next turn. He's gonna just barely... Oh, no, we got him. Nice. Wonderful. Now we've got to get rid of this damn encirclement. Let's get the infantry in here as well. We can pretty much wipe out that cavalry. Hungarian cavalry is getting vaporized here. Perfect. And I believe we just freed up that tank unit. Wonderful. Let's chase down the stragglers. Bringing in that American Sherman. This is actually a mobile airfield unit. I never use this, but it's a pretty good idea. So essentially we can drop another airfield here, reposition our planes, etc., and just get a better position for our planes, period. In the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is try and just wipe out these stragglers. And look at all the defenses back here, man. The artillery they have is just ridiculous. I might try to go for that first. Try and hit the arty. And let's assist against the Italians here. Send this guy up to the north to assist here. Ooh, I think they've got anti-air. Let me undo there. It's a bit of a cheap undo, but it would not go in our favor. No, 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 no. Not that either. Come back to you. And those are the Soviet paratroops in action. Area liberated. We could continue north and grab these areas, sort of merge this gap, which would be a good idea because we've got some guys coming down from the north over here. So if we head northwest and assist them, that's got to lead to good things. In the meantime, though, I'm going to bring this artillery back to the main front lines. Going to be a tough nut to crack. Despite the loss, I am going to try and hit that anti-air just to weaken it a little bit more, really for an infantry assault. By the way, I love that bomb animation. So well done there. Such a pretty bomb animation. We might be able to get the airfield this turn, too, just because of the mass attack boost here. And that Italian airfield has fallen. See, what I really should have used the bombers for is to come in here and hit these stragglers. We could have easily destroyed those units. Although now, of course, they are cut off. That group right there, the 34th Panzer IVs, are cut off. Wonderful. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to give you kind of a look at this DLC. I hope you guys enjoyed. And more importantly, if you guys are watching this after the stream or something like that, make sure to tell me if you enjoy the new mic, if it sounds different or better, etc. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'd ask you guys, anybody who hasn't already, make sure to subscribe to me on twitch.tv/AgrippaMaxentius. In fact, I'm going to try to stream a little bit over there today after this stream. So make sure that if you're not already following me there, to go ahead and do that. Again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Vadiag, Anthony, Wargame Turkey, you guys are awesome. And yeah, an interesting DLC. Again, a lot of the DLC that we've seen for Panzer Corps in the past has been very German-centric or German-focused. This one, I think it's more Soviet focused because this is really when the Germans start losing. So if you think you're good enough, and I definitely recommend an easier difficulty, take a look. But be quick with this DLC. You've got to try and defend your positions, and it's not easy. We lost on turn 3, I believe, or turn 2. So you just have to be extremely quick. As always, I'd ask that you please hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys on a future stream. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.